Hi Althea.
Hi.
So we're here to talk about the PainFree method.
Yeah.
Just to put it into context, we're friends, colleagues. I met you about 14 or 15 years ago, had an amazing reflexology treatment.
Thank
and
you.
We've been friends ever since.
Thank you.
But I'd really like to you to tell me more about the PainFree method. But let's explore your journey and how you got into this to begin with.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's my vocation, to heal and help, and through the medium of bodies. And I've always been interested in bodies since the beginning. I've always loved geography and how the body and the form and formation of things. And my first job was actually an aerobics teacher, and that was all about learning about the bodies and the bones and the blood and all that sort of thing. And so it's really my thing. And then down the road of that, over the years, I've studied many different techniques, and it started off with just plain massage, but it wasn't deep enough for me, and I was looking for something that made real sense and had a deeper connection, a real connection with people.
Okay.
And I discovered acupressure and shiatsu I studied, and Reiki, and all sorts of lovely holistic, all sorts of things. And the main thing was, how the intellect is part and parcel of your body. It's all part and parcel. And, the sort of the Eastern methods and Japanese, Chinese methods, I was fascinated with all of that. But the main sort of crux of it was how your emotions and your mind work hand in hand with your body. It's all an interplay between your body and your mind and your feelings.
Wow. So tell me more specifically about the PainFree method. What is it?
Yeah. So as I said, I was studying all these things, and I felt always sort of drawn to the blocks of somebody, to the tension area, to the holding area, and one day it just seemed to sort of all click together. All this training and all this sort of practice in it came together one day, and I noticed how. Listening to how somebody ticks their soul, their mind, how you are inside. When you connect that part of you to the thing that's going wrong, when those two things match, healing takes place. So I don't actually do any of the healing itself. Your body does. Your natural flow of things does. The nature of things does. And but that was the crux of it. When your mind and your soul, your feelings connect up with your physical problem area, whether it's just stress or joint tension or something, or whether it's something really serious like cancer or headaches or skin conditions, all sorts of things. No matter what it is, when you align, you can really fully, properly connect with that physical thing. Healing takes place. You don't have to do any of the healing yourself. It's like when you get cut or something, your body naturally heals. You don't say heal body, or you don't tell your brain to do anything. It knows what to do. Your body knows what to do. So the PainFree method is an aligning, connecting and tapping into that natural flow so the body takes over.
So it's almost a catalyst to encourage the body to heal itself.
The body does heal itself, but what I believe is that when you are in pain in whatever sense, whether that's a skin condition or IBS or whatever the problem is, I believe that our mind and our feelings, especially our mind, separates away from that thing, detaches away, and then the pain gets worse. But what our bodies and souls want is the alignment. When things all tuned in and connected together, that's when flow happens.
Fantastic. So you've explained how it works. Who does it help?
Well, in my experience, it helps all sorts of people, all sorts of conditions, and it just depends where they're at and what they're dealing with. And I find that about 8 or 9 out of 10 people I can help. And I know it's not for everybody, I quite understand that, but the majority of people it definitely helps.
Fantastic. Any particular conditions or even maybe types of people that you find drawn to you that you're helping?
Definitely. So I mean, when a client and I, you know, we start talking about their thing, I'll know for sure if I can help them, and they'll know if they feel comfortable with me. But the conditions, you know, I find that they are very physical things, and joint problems or just stress, you know, and any kind of stress. And that can be, you know, mental stress or headaches or tensions. Maybe heart conditions, bowel problems. I'm very good at, I find that this method works really well with structural things like joints, bones, breakages, you know. I specialise in sort of structural things. And, you know, if somebody has an accident and things like damage to the body through an accident or an operation, shock is very good to work with this method as well.
Okay.
You know, often when we have an accident or we go through trauma, we're in a state of shock, whether we know it or not. We do take on a sort of sense of shock, or we have effects from shock, and this method can work for those sort of people as well. But I mean, you know, it's wonderful. You know, when you align, when you are in that healing space, I've seen some amazing things happen. You know, things like joints lock back into place, or things rise up. You know, I've seen blood pressure regulates, and headaches go away, and people walk off when they hobble towards me, and they walk off just fine. So things align, your body aligns.
So you've had some great successes already with the
Wonderful
PainFree method.
Yes.
Super. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you about this, how's the best way for them to contact you?
Well, if you go to the website, which is painfreedom.co.uk, and all the details on that, and it shows, you know, how I can help and how to contact me directly.
And you mentioned briefly, I think, about a discovery call or
I call it an analysis call, and I offer a free 45-minute chat. So as I said, you know, this is not for everybody, but in the chat, I'll know if I can help that person, and by, you know, in that call, we'll talk about what's happening for them, and they'll know if they feel comfortable with me, or if this method is going to be right for them. They'll know as well. So we'll figure out, you know, if we're a good match to go forwards, and that's a free call, free 45-minute call.
Fantastic. So thank you very much for telling me about the PainFree method, and just once again, if people do want to find out more about it, what's your website?
painfreedom.co.uk.
Thank you.
Thank you.